Lights out and away we go. And we get a decent start off the line. But we break way too late again and run wide. So we're trying to get these on. The Jensen button completely cuts us off. And we go straight into the barrier. But what's going on ahead? And there's a massive blocker. Maldonado has to brake. Now into the final corner in P13 the event got up to due to a few pitters. Max Verstappen behind us. But we finished in 13th place. We should have got points. Well, what's up guys? It is Matty Gaming HD here. Back with the 9th installment of Checo's Charge to Glory. After an interesting episode at Austria, hopefully we can get back on track at Silverstone in what is set to be an interesting race at the home of British Motor Racing, the team's home race. So, without further ado, let's go in to the qualifying reports. The British crowd were out in force as qualifying for the British Grand Prix was about to get underway. It was little surprise to see the two-man Mauritius of Will Stevens and Roberto Merhi fill up the back row. McLaren endured a fantastic qualifying as Fernando Alonso made it into Q3 whilst Button would start 18th. Sauber endured an average as they filled up the 8th row. Lotus also endured an average session as Grosjean qualified in 12th with Maldonado 14th. The same could be said for Toro Rosso as Verstappen qualified in 11th with Sainz Jr. in 13th. It was a lacklustre qualifying for Red Bull as Kvyat qualified in 8th whilst Ricciardo qualified 9th. Massa endured a fantastic session as he qualified in 3rd whilst Bottas qualified in 7th. Ferrari endured a lacklustre qualifying with Raikkonen 4th and Vettel 6th. Lewis Hamilton just missed out on pole by qualifying in 2nd whilst Nico Rosberg would have to settle for 5th. On pole position was the Force India, yes, the Force India of Sergio Perez, whilst Nico Hülkenberg qualified in 17th.
Hello and welcome to the British Grand Prix here at Silverstone. The grandstands are packed, the cars have made their way to the grid, and we're minutes away from lights out. The driver everyone is talking about goes by the name of Perez. After surprising everyone yesterday, he starts now from pole position. Yes, pole position for the race. He can't keep this up, can he? He's going to have to drive out of his skin to hold on to that P1.
There are a lot of variables that can cause a driver to be happy with the car one day to struggling with it the next. Track temperature, excessive tyre wear, or a change of fuel load can all affect the feel of a car. He'll definitely be hoping that when the race gets underway, he's got the same balance as he enjoyed in qualifying.
It's been a really disappointing season so far for Red Bull. They aren't getting the points that they believe the car is worthy of.
Red Bull have clearly suffered the most from the change of regulations. The car is still a good car, but they say the performance of their new hybrid power unit is letting them down. You can guarantee they're working hard with Renault to find a way to bridge the gap to the competition.
So, here we are, sitting on the grid at the Silverstone circuit, the legendary Silverstone circuit, in what is set to be a fascinating British Grand Prix. Looking a little bit overcast, to be honest, but hopefully it stays dry. We have the lights at Silverstone. It's lights out and away we go. And we don't get the best launch off the line. And Hamilton's already alongside us. But he has eventually has to back out as we now head up towards Village for the first time. We are going to try to defend the inside, but we've broken very early. And this is going to allow Hamilton to do what he did. Almost what he did to Vettel in 2014. And he has managed to get round the outside of us. And is up into the lead of the race. So not the start we would have want. We immediately lose the lead. Now we've got Felipe Massa right behind us as we head into Brooklands. But he's unable to make the move so far. But we at least are still in second, which is still very good at our home track. The team's home track. So now heading up to Copse. Massa attempts a move down the inside there at Copse. As we head into Maggots and Beckett's for the first time. we get into the grass for a bit, and that is going to give Massa more momentum. Heading up towards Stowe. And he gets down the inside, but there's contact! And we have to go wide. Or he goes off. And we are forced wide, and we have lost out to Raikkonen. And Rosberg, but we get straight back down the inside of Rosberg. But Rosberg then gets straight back down the inside of us. So, what an action-packed first few laps we've had. So, the chance of us getting those positions, again, are pretty small. So now, here, moving on to a later lap. Here you can see Bottas is going to try it round the outside at Copse, which is very brave. But we're able to cut him off. But the fact we have to do that is allowing Vettel alongside. So we head into... And we have just completely shut the door on him. That was our fault, to be honest, because he was on the inside and we turned in. So as you can see there, Bottas there then drafts past us. But we're going to pit at the end of that lap. I don't know why it completely braked us there to like 4 miles an hour. That was a bit odd. A game glitch. Hopefully it's not cost us too much. It's a very slow pit lane. So obviously if it was at normal speed limit, you'd actually gain an advantage in the pit lane. So we hit our box. We get going. On a new set of option tyres. We're going to exit in last because we are actually the first to pit. But maybe this might work. The undercut might work. We are expecting a few people to come in soon. And sure enough, at the end of the lap, there is Bottas in the pits. And we are ahead of him. So, we are ahead of Valtteri Bottas. We managed to leapfrog Bottas, who passed us just before the pit stops. He responded to us pitting as quick as possible. But we're going to have our hands for the start. Now, surely it's not going to take long for him to get through. Sure enough, he easily passes us going into Brooklands corner. So he's now got ahead of us. But now, later on in the lap, as you can see the two Man Marushas ahead, but we have DRS, he doesn't, heading up towards Stowe corner. And we are through. But we could get backed up there by now. We're now alongside Stevens. But Stevens is pitting! What is he doing? He almost forced us straight into the pits. Somehow we don't lose out to Bottas there. But he was just forcing us straight into the pits. But Bottas, in fact, had a tyre failure. And that is why we didn't lose out to Bottas as a result of that. I don't know what Will Stevens was doing there. Moving on now, here we're about to pass Felipe Nasr, who has yet to stop, down the inside going into Stowe, and we are through up into 6th place. So now we're in P4 on lap 10, everybody's pitted, which is where we were before, really. As you now you've got Daniel Ricciardo heading down the inside, heading into Brooklands, but we've got the inside into Luffy. We're going to try to run him out wide as we can. But we've overdone it. And there's contact. That's going to allow Kvyat through. And then he has hit us. And he gets through on both us and Ricciardo. We pit at the end of that lap for our second of 3 stops. Let's see how this goes, this pit stop. What an interesting race so far. So much going on. So we're into the pits on the primes. We're going to have to go to the primes in our final stint as well. We exit the pits. We're off the limiter. In what has been a very interesting race so far. As you can see now, here we are in 10th place. But Vettel crashes ahead of us. And it seems Bottas might be involved because he's going really slowly. Button there, getting really backed up, but... You what? Well, that is Codemaster's definition of an illegal overtake. What did the game expect us to do there? Just brake when there's a gap on the inside and wait for Button to get going? And what did the game expect us to do there? That's probably at least caused us, had a massive dent in our race. Now we've been held up by Button for the past few laps, which probably means we're going to be leapfrogged by the Red Bulls. We finally get past Button, but look who's ahead of us, Ricciardo. And we were ahead before, so because of that glitch, the two Red Bulls have been able to leapfrog us. Now moving up onto lap 18. Don't know why I said moving up there. Into the pits for the final time. But that was a really stupid glitch from the game. I mean, I have no idea what it expected me to do there. Surely it didn't just expect me to brake whilst he was stopped, basically stopped. But the pit stop is fine. So behind Carlos Sainz, who has yet to stop. We exit the pits, and there's Alonso alongside us. We have full throttle going, but we brake way too early going into finish, and we eventually have to yield to Fernando Alonso in the other McLaren. McLaren's have really annoyed us today with their GP2 engines in this race. But surely it should be easy to get past this GP2 engine that Alonso's driving with. Heading into Brooklands. Into Luffield. As you can see, we're getting ever closer. We're close enough with our Mercedes engine compared to that GP2 engine. We might get a run here. But we're going to have to try down the inside of Cops. And we have made that move stick. What a move. We are up to 7th, which will become 6th. So now looking at Daniel Ricciardo. Heading into Maggots and Beckett. Not too much going on with him here. Oh, he's retired for a mysterious reason, which is going to get us up into 5th place. Raikkonen wins the race. He celebrates the win. And now we are up into 5th. Hulkenberg in 6th, which means it's going to be a good haul of points for the team. Only got a few corners to go. We don't have much pace at the end of the race on these worn tyres, but we don't care because we're in a good position. We're quite away behind Kvyat and way ahead of Hulkenberg. We finish in 5th place. A good result for us. After a lackluster past 3 races. We have a good race. 5th place. What a weekend. Probably our best weekend of the season. Not our best result, because I believe we got 4th in Bahrain. But an interesting race here we have today. Finishing in 5th, it was Raikkonen who won from the 2 Mercedes of Rosberg and Hamilton. But some great racing here today. This is probably going to be my last Checo's Charge to Glory episode before New Year's Day. I do have a 2015 highlights video coming up, which will be up on New Year's Eve, to basically remember what has been a very interesting year for my YouTube channel. Of course, and that will actually explain basically the plans for my whole year in 2016 on this YouTube channel. Now looking at the drivers' standings, we are still in 9th. We are ahead of Taurus in terms of constructors. An interesting race. Thank you very much for watching. See you on New Year's Eve for my highlights video of the year. But as far as Checo's Charter Growth is concerned, we'll see you in Hungary. Goodbye.